Why do elders always have to say back in our day, back in our time, like it's some kind of competition? Like there's a trophy waiting for who struggled the most. Every time I hear that line, I want to say, back in your day, you didn't have Wi-Fi. You had inflation and existential dread all before breakfast. And we actually are lazier or just overwhelmed. Because honestly, we are a generation that wakes up tired. We have to prove our worth at work, look happy on social media, eat healthy, meditate, chase goals, stay relevant, and somehow not lose our minds doing all this. You ever been called lazy by someone who doesn't know what it's like to open 10 tabs looking for a job while your CV is in the corner like, bro, we applied to 84 places. Maybe it's time for plan B, dog influencer. And then you hear them go. Back in our day, we used to walk 5 kilometers to school. And I'm like, sir, I'm not trying to walk into depression. The situation here is, when did being different start meaning you are wrong? When did our choices, our silence, our struggles start looking like our weaknesses? What if every generation has been misunderstood, not because they are wrong, but because they spoke a language that next one couldn't decode? They tell us when I was your age, I didn't even know what mental health means. We worked, we didn't even complain. And I get it. They had to survive. They didn't have the luxury to talk about feelings. They saw pain as a part of life, not something you treat, but something you swallow, you live with. But that's exactly the problem. We grew up watching people who never complained, and now we don't know how to deal with what we feel. They thought they were protecting us by giving us options, by giving us education, by giving us the internet, by giving us freedom. But somewhere, in trying to give us everything, we lost something. They gave us wings, yes, but they forgot to teach us how to land. Think about it. The generation had fewer distractions, but only fewer choices. One job, one path, one version of success. We wake up every morning to infinite paths and infinite reasons to feel like we are falling behind. They had stability. We have 100 options that all look good on a paper and terrifying in reality. They had patience. We have pressure. They build lives step by step. We are told to build empires by 25. So they call us lazy. It's not because we are doing less, it's because they can't see the battles we fight in silence, the mental exhaustion of trying to be enough in the world that keeps moving faster than we breathe. So they think struggling equals slacking, but what they don't see is that every scroll, every random 2 a.m. panic, every what I'm doing in my life, it's not laziness, it's a quiet scream for clarity. We are not sitting idle, we are sitting stuck between dreams we can't reach and standards we didn't set. So, what if this generational gap isn't really laziness versus hard work, but survival versus identity? They survived wars, scarcity, expectations, and we're trying to survive our own minds. Maybe they thought comparison would push us harder, but maybe all it did is we they push us away. We stopped talking, we started pretending. So we stopped talking, we started pretending. Every conversation began to feel like a test we didn't study for. We didn't need judgment, we needed understanding because we are not a lost generation, we are a searching one. searching for a purpose, for peace, for something that feels real in a world that keeps smiling, use filters instead of feelings. Imagine what would happen if both generations paused, just paused, and actually listened to one another. Instead of saying you are lazy and you're old school, they said, tell me what's making it so hard to try. Instead of rolling our eyes, we said, okay, teach me how you dealt with failure. Maybe because I've forgotten how. Because truth is, we're not that different. They wanted security, we want meaning. They wanted peace, so do we. We are just looking for different versions of peace for ourselves. We are using different languages to ask for it. There was discipline at that time, ours balance. And maybe, just maybe, the big breakthrough isn't proving who's right, it's realizing we both are. So the next time someone says, back in our day, don't roll your eyes, just smile and say, maybe it's time we make this day count because this is our day. And we just don't need to compete with the past. We just need to learn from it and grow beyond it. So, next time, let's talk about why so many of us feel like quitting. Not because we're lazy, but because we're exhausted from pretending we're okay. And maybe we finally say that loud. That's where the real breakthrough begins. Some short notes from today's Gyan would be start humorous and relatable conversation with your elders. Move into deep emotional honesty. Ends please end this competition ki bhavna among yourself and focus more on your growth.